a finger on them, we are going to have a problem.
What's your response, Mr. Homan?
First of all, you can't intimidate me. Come on, give me a break. You know, I was enforcing him. I was wearing a green uniform, Border Patrol agent, for 5 years before she was even born. I had more than 3 decades enforcing immigration law before she became a member of Congress. I worked for 6 presidents. I've seen policies, I've seen hundreds of policies. Some worked, some didn't. But you can't deny the success of the Trump administration when it comes to border security. Again, the most secure border in the history of this nation.
That's Trump border czar Tom Homan on CNN destroying AOC after she pathetically tried threatening him on a recent live stream downplaying Democrat violence at a ICE detention facility. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like Jake Tapper and CNN are doing everything they can to spin the Democrat-led chaos at Delaney Hall into just another misunderstood protest. Because when elected officials are caught on video storming a detention facility and clashing with ICE officers, the only move left for the media is to distract, deflect, and hope nobody notices. Here's Jake Tapper attempting to downplay the whole thing by playing a clip of AOC, only for it to blow up in his face when Homan nukes her from orbit.
Last Friday, there was obviously something of a to-do outside the ICE detention facility in New Jersey. Newark's mayor joined several members of Congress who came. They said they wanted to inspect the ICE facility as part of their congressional oversight duties. I'm sure you've seen the images. There was a lot of pushing and shoving. The mayor was arrested, pardon me, briefly detained. Over the weekend, a Department of Homeland Security spokesperson told CNN that one member of Congress body slammed an agent and threatened legal action against her. I spoke with that member of Congress, New Jersey Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, the woman in the red coat we're showing right now on TV right now. She denies body slamming anyone. I want to play something that Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York posted on her Instagram account and get your reaction.
If anyone's breaking the law in this situation, it's not members of Congress, it's the Department of Homeland Security. It's people like Tom Homan and Secretary Kristi Noem.
You can not support ICE. Shame on you. You can support sanctuary cities. Shame on you. But you can't cross the line. You can't knowingly impede ICE law enforcement officers. That is a felony. You can't harbor and conceal, knowingly harbor and conceal an illegal alien from ICE. That is a felony. And you certainly can't commit criminal trespass. You know, and as far as New York, her district, this administration has done more to protect her district than she has. The number of criminal aliens we took off the streets of New York made her community much safer. She ought to be thanking the members of this administration, the men and women of ICE, who protect this country and make her community safer. So, you know, it's politics over public safety. It's just ridiculous. She ought to love her community more than she hates Trump, because we're doing a lot to protect her community.
You know, AOC's been blaming law enforcement for years, comparing ICE to concentration camps, crying about supposed injustice, and now defending agitators who tried to breach a federal detention center. This wasn't a protest gone wrong. It was deliberate, coordinated chaos caught on camera where Democrat activists and even elected officials willfully participated. And what's the response been from the left? No denouncement, just cheerleading. I mean, for crying out loud, Jasmine Crockett was out celebrating it and saying, "We're standing 10 toes down." Trump supporters know exactly what this is. Democrats spent years demonizing ICE and now are gaslighting us and playing victim when their followers act on it. Here's Jake Tapper trying to change the subject with his usual emotional blackmail.
Anecdotally, several members of my staff know people who are legal residents in the United States, some of them U.S. citizens from immigrant families, who describe themselves as being terribly afraid of doing anything to draw any attention to themselves or their families because of concerns they will be picked up and mistakenly deported. What do you say to people who say that this immigration crackdown is also creating, in addition to doing what you want it to do, it's also creating an atmosphere of fear among people who are in the United States legally?
Well, look, we're sending a message. It's not okay to enter this country legally. It is a crime. It's not okay to be in this country legally. It's not okay to hire illegal aliens, because you're simply undercutting your competition who hires U.S. citizens. So it's not okay to be in this country legally, but President Trump's been, from the beginning, concentrating on public safety threats and national security threats. We don't deport U.S. citizens. If you're a resident alien, you're here on a green card, you have certain rules when you get the resident alien card. You got to obey those rules. You can't violate the law, because even resident aliens can be deported if they commit certain felonies or many misdemeanors. There's laws on the books, which every resident alien who gets a green card knows what those rules are. So it's a great honor to be in this country, whether it's on a visa or whether you have a green card. Simply follow the rules and don't break the law, and you'll be just fine. The priority is always going to be public safety threats and national security threats, but the problem with that is in sanctuary cities, we can't get our hands on these people in the jail, where one agent can arrest one bad guy in the jail. They release them to the communities, and that's why we're flooding the sanctuary cities zones right now. We got to send agents to the neighborhood. We got to send a whole team for officer safety reasons. So we're going to increase agents in these cities. We're also going to increase work site enforcement in these cities, because we can't arrest them in the jail. Then we got to go to the community and the work site to find these people. So that's what we're going to do.
I mean, this is straight from CNN's dusty old playbook: skip the facts, roll the sob stories, and pretend that immigration law is cruelty. Jake leans on personal anecdotes like it's story time with Grandpa Tapper, hoping people forget the Democrat-backed chaos we just witnessed. But conservatives see right through it. This isn't about compassion, it's about accountability. The chaos at Delaney Hall didn't come out of nowhere. It's the product of years of open borders rhetoric, sanctuary city disasters, and treating ICE like villains. I mean, it's frankly hilarious how the new Democrat narrative they've been pushing is claiming how non-violent they are. Yet anyone with 2 eyes and a short-term memory can look up the footage over the years. Rioting, storming gates, assaulting officers, and then getting defended by their own party. And the same media who labeled moms at school board meetings as domestic threats now has nothing to say but more double-speak. Jake's whole bit is just one long cover-up. But let me know what you think. How do you feel about Democrats' behavior at the detention facility? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye.